right? Now where everybody's a keynote speaker. My mother's a keynote speaker, my father's a keynote speaker, my two brothers are keynote speakers, and all of my cousins are also keynote speakers. So all that means is that we've got a much more competitive marketplace. And particularly when we're working in Australia only. And one of the things I say to people is that basically with LinkedIn, what you're able to do is plug in some contacts, click across the world, and start doing an outreach program. And we've developed a really effective one, and we can basically, pretty well. It takes a while. It's not one of the thing. What I was talking to you pre-show is what I found with a lot of keynote speakers is they want it all. They want it now. It doesn't happen all. It doesn't happen now. It doesn't happen straight away like that. It's a series of little mistakes and muck-ups and work and hard work, bang, 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 until you get to the point where you've done enough work to compound to get the gear, to get the work in. Let's have a quick look at your new initiative, and then you can talk about it. I'll just play the dulcet tones of Sir Warwick Merry.
Hi. Imagine a single system that gives you access to all of these tools in one place at a fraction of the price of buying them all separately. That's exactly what we offer at Lift Engines. Finally, you can do everything you'd ever wanted to do all inside the one system. It's simple, easy to use, and incredibly powerful. You'll have to see it to believe it. And that's why we offer free trial accounts. Claim your free trial today and learn more at liftengines.com.
Let's talk firstly about Book Speakers Direct. When did that happen? How is it going? And what sort of reaction have you got from other speaker bureaus?
Yeah. Oh, like change. When you try change for anything, just going back a little steps there, what we were saying, like, I want it all and I want it now. It does take time. I think like the speaking industry and speakers are very much like the entertainment industry and bands and performers. You don't become that overnight success. You just got to keep working it and working it. You got to be doing the gigs. You got to be getting out in front of it, and you just got to be, getting better all the time and smarter. If you look at bands like even In Excess, it was a great story a while back there when they were playing the little gigs in all the pubs. You've got to do the yards. And then you got to become clever and smarter, and on you go. But let's jump into Book Speakers Direct. We started it back in March 2018. Yeah, it would have been probably June. That's when I started getting out there. But I just wanted to create a change. As I say, it is 20 years now. Next year, 20 years in the industry, seen a lot. And then I thought there was a chance for some change. If you keep doing things the same way, then nothing changes. There was one night I probably had a Guinness and a Jameson together, and it just started coming to me about doing the opposite. We look at different players out there in industries that have been disrupted by doing the exact opposite of what's been done before. If you look at your Ubers and your Airbnb, and a classic for us is Webjet. So it's a lot of people who've been traveling for a long time, they'll want to go to a travel agent and have it done for them. But at the same time, if you go to that travel agent's got preferred products. There's a good chance that they're going to send you on the tour that they've always sent everybody else on. So we wanted to give the clients an option to do what they wanted to do. A bit like, again, Webjet. You know who you want. You're looking for a certain subject and a certain price range, and then book them yourself. And the other biggies were for the speaker to be able to have that conversation from the beginning, start the relationship from that phone call. So again, by doing the opposite, instead of withholding information, we wanted to show as much information about the speaker, and show the phone number. Here's an email which goes straight to the speaker, and we'll have a bio, a video. And one of the things we talked about earlier, Terry, was about talking about what the outcome will be for the client. It's fine. We can all follow that same thing of here's my bio. This is what I've done. This is what I would do. I've done this before. But it's tell the client exactly the outcomes they want. So we have a bio, and then we'll have 2 or 3 sections say, what will the client get from this? And then there's the contact details. We show social media platforms. our web pages for the speakers, sometimes we're being said, that's better than my website. You know, all the information's there, and if they want to go find out more, they can go to the website, they can go to their LinkedIn, they can do whatever, find out more about that speaker, and on they go. So it's all about creating that change and giving other players a chance. You know, going back to that same model of a travel agency, you know, they'll have their preferred products and exclusives, if you want to call them, and kind of keep pushing the same people. And very difficult for new people to come in and break into the industry. You know, there was a time when we were, one of the bureaus, mentioned no names, but we were looking at new people coming in and thinking, oh, we've already got somebody in that section. We've got somebody in that, we got that. It's too hard, you know, and it's difficult for the speakers. So we wanted this to be like, you know, a fresh playing field, you know, a new start. And even going over with like this new time that is coming, is that it's one of the speakers I've been talking to called it like an intermission. This is an intermission, and we have a new starting line coming out. And coming out of this COVID coma, I think speakers need all the tools they can get. You know, it's about working smarter and cleverer. It's like yourself, Terry, you're helping speakers get to that next level. You know, I think the speaker's journey is a tough one. You know, you become an expert in your industry, you might have 10, 15 years of experience. And then when you become a speaker, you have to become a bit of a marketing guru. You got to get your branding right. You know, you've got to be heard out there, and you're competing in a tough market. And as you say, like the Australian market is a certain size. So it's a tough gig. So we wanted to help everybody and say, like, you know, here's experienced speakers, and here's got ones coming up through the ranks, and just say, I think when I looked at this, I decided we wanted to give the speakers more tools, you know. So it's one thing to have a directory, but then it's a case of like, what's the speaker doing? What can we do? What more can we give the speaker so they can help themselves? And that's why we were very lucky with our digital marketing team that they were working on a thing called lift engines, and that fit it very nicely in with what speakers are trying to do. And what we find in this time was a lot of speakers have no system. You know, they might have, I'm trying to think, MailChimp. You know, they might have one or two little apps they're working on, where we've put about 5, 6, 7, 8 apps all into the one product that talks to itself, and they can run the business from that. A nice little way of putting a Jerry spin on it is, I think of it as like an Amazon store, where our book speakers directory is your front window, and that's where you're out on display. But the speaker engine is like the back room, and that's where you're doing all the work. You know, as you said, the landing pages, running your courses on there, just to make it easier. And we wanted to make it affordable as well, but really wanted to have that no-brainer. It's just another tool that I think the speakers need to have in their arsenal.
Why don't you go and